Hello, everyone, and welcome to Managed Performance with Improved Innovation, Engineer Collaboration, focusing on automotive and transportation industries. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time with us today. My name is Brenda Ainsberg, and let's get started. Let's talk a little bit about the webinar environment. So first, we are going to do Q&A. As you have questions and think of them, please don't hesitate to enter them in the Q&A box, or as we call it, a widget, in the top left. Also, if you want to maximize the slide window, just hit the icon in the top corner of it. You can resize each one of these windows or boxes or widgets, as we call them, by just grabbing a corner with your mouse and sliding it up and down to resize them. If you have any technical issues at all, please feel free to click the orange icon on the bottom with a question mark. That's your frequently asked questions. Also, just a tip, hitting the F5 key on your machine will reboot kind of the screen that you're seeing. So F5 to refresh your screen, and that may also clear any technical issues that you may have. We have a few additional resources for those who are curious about them in our resource widget. There's a link there and a couple of PDF documents if you're interested in them. You can also use these widgets down the bottom widget bar to minimize and maximize any of these little boxes that you see on the screen. So if you lost something, you want to see something, you want to hide something, just go ahead and click on those. And lastly, at the end, while we're doing Q&A, I'll ask you to take a moment and just fill out a very quick survey. We're very interested in your valuable feedback, so we'll do that during Q&A near the end of this presentation. So first, let me introduce our presenter. Our presenter is Kurt Pennington. He is a member of our technical enablement team, and Kurt has over 25 years in the design and manufacturing environment. So he has experience in this. He is very well acquainted with the pains that you go through when it comes to any kind of document management or engineering collaboration management. So he is uniquely qualified to speak on this topic today. My name is Brenda Ainsberg, and what I do is I find amazing presenters like Kurt and help them to bring this really valuable information to you. So without further ado, let me turn this over to Kurt. So Kurt, when you are ready, please take it away.
All right, thanks, Brenda. So today, what I'm going to talk about are the market challenges and trends that our customers like you face. We'll talk about some of the keys to engineering collaboration, and then I'll also talk about a solution that we offer that's the right-sized, scalable engineering collaboration solution, as well as then at the end, we'll open up for some Q&A. So let's begin by talking about market challenges and trends. So this is some research information that was done by BCG Automotive. And what they found was that even though computer-aided design and product lifecycle management are mature technologies, some estimate that only 10% of the capabilities of these systems are actually used. So, if you ask yourself, why only 10%? Well, most of the time, automotive companies are handicapped by the limited capabilities of their current solution. And then along with that, that solution isn't scalable enough to enable global product development and collaboration. So this can hinder or limit their ability to innovate and develop next-generation products. Now, we all know that the automotive industry is rapidly changing, and with that comes a lot of business opportunities. Now, we have more connected and smarter car technologies that are transforming this industry, and according to estimates from Strategy Ampersand, the connected car market will grow from 45 billion to 137 billion in the next 5 years. Now that's a compound annual growth rate of 25%. The biggest growth will be in the autonomous driving sector. So this means that as a supplier, OEMs will be looking to you for new products that are required for next generation autonomous vehicles. If you think about it, this can be a huge innovation opportunity for you. Now, although energy prices are low, the transition to electrification is really being driven mostly due to regulations or emissions. So most advanced countries are planning to double fuel economy by 2025. Now, this combined with advances in battery technology and alternate powertrain systems is accelerating innovation in electric cars. So again, as a supplier to this market, this again can be a large opportunity for new products to OEMs. Now, what this chart shows is how supplier contributions have changed over the last 30 years. In 1985, suppliers provided about 56% of the automotive product, whereas now it's about 82%. So what this shows is that suppliers are really creating complete solutions for the OEMs. Everything from powertrain, safety systems, infotainment, and much more. So again, just thinking about that, again, we have another large opportunity that, if you can innovate faster and more cost effectively, you can definitely take a place in this market. So let's talk about some of the keys to engineering collaboration. So with all these needs for new and innovative product, you really need to rethink your product development process. Number one is you want to gain product leadership in the marketplace. This way you can maintain your margins and avoid competing just on cost. Number two is you need to promote collaboration across the entire organization. The better your marketing, your design, engineering, and manufacturing teams collaborate, the more efficiently you can bring product to market. And lastly, you need the technology and infrastructure to support a global footprint. OEMs and Tier 1 suppliers would really prefer you to co-locate alongside their global facilities. What this does is it forces you to globally expand, but then also increases the complexity of global product development. So now the question becomes, how can you or I respond strategically to these disruptions? So first, you have to develop the right products. You have to be able to respond quickly and efficiently to your customers' requirements. Second, you need to develop products for that global market. So you need to be strategic and better adhere to your schedules and meet their schedules as well. And third, you have to be agile. You have to be responsive to change. Customer taste, regulations, and economic factors can change very quickly, and you need to respond to those just as rapidly. So today, I'd like to present a solution on how Siemens Teamcenter can help you with these automotive industry challenges. I'll talk about and show how to ensure your product meets the requirements, how you can ensure you meet your delivery schedules, and how to promote collaboration among your entire organization to help you build the best and most innovative products. So let's start with design requirements, or design to requirements. Managing your requirements is as critical as managing your design data. What we typically see are requirements that come from customers or internally end up residing in paper documents or isolated drives or various silos of information within the organization. Now, this can make it difficult to provide visibility to them during the design, the test, the manufacturing, or other engineering processes that you go through. Without a managed requirement document, it becomes very difficult to identify the resources what the status states of various things are at, or even the affected product changes if those requirements change. Well, with Teamcenter, you can manage your requirements. You can capture, share, and maintain your requirements in a single source location. This ensures that everyone has access to the latest, most accurate information. It also has comprehensive import and export capabilities with a tight integration to Microsoft Office, Doors, and other programs. This allows you to maintain and access up-to-date requirements info at any time. Revisions are also maintained and can be compared against one another. You can also tie requirements to project plans. By linking requirements to tasks and resources, you'll be able to more accurately estimate delivery dates and execute around those dates. You can even send out notifications as tasks are completed. This will allow you to focus efforts, identify risk, and monitor the status. With a single source, you can track requirements across the life cycle, from design to end of life. You can record all design decisions made regarding those requirements and ensure an accurate exchange with the OEMs and partners. When a change is proposed, you'll see and understand the impacted requirement and design elements. So what I'm going to show now is a very short demonstration of a requirement being created and then put inside of Teamcenter. So what we're looking at here is a document that's our requirement. We're using Microsoft Word, but we have a tight integration with Teamcenter. So right from here, we can import this requirement or this specification into Teamcenter. Now, once Teamcenter gets that, it breaks out each of the sections into what we identify as items. So if I jump into one of those items, I can see just that specific requirement. So in this example, we're looking at an oil filter requirement, and we're going to dig in a little bit deeper and look at the oil filter change intervals. So here you can see that there's a specified change interval, and we're going to search within our Teamcenter database and say, let me find or see if I have a similar oil filter available that already exists in my system. Now, using the powerful visualization tools that are included with Teamcenter, I can visualize that assembly. I can also look at other related documentation, maybe a customer specification. I can also look at the schedule that was for that other oil filter. So this gives me the ability to interrogate parts directly inside of Teamcenter. I can look at the schedule. I can even make modifications or copy those schedules to another part if I so desire. But here I can see any tasks that were identified with that schedule. I can also go in and create, configurable or custom reports that maybe I want to look at resources. So it really gives me many tools to interrogate my designs or my product or, my requirement specs. And with that, if it's something I can use, I can take that requirement spec and put it into a workflow to start developing product around it. So what we have here is just one of our many customer success stories. So this is ZKW Group, and they design and manufacture front lighting systems for cars, trucks, and motorcycles. They leverage many aspects of Teamcenter, including requirements management, and here you can see some of the results they've achieved. So they now have consistent traceability to all the changes that happen. They've accelerated their change execution process. They also now have a central documentation depository that protects their intellectual capital, and they have reliable process specifications. The next topic I'd like to talk about is design to schedules. So if you think about it, really the best plan is worthless if you can't execute against it. For many companies, project planning and management systems are disconnected. Now, because of that, it can lead to a multitude of issues. One of those is just excessive overhead because I have to manage these multiple systems. Another thing is overloading of resources, which can lead to bottlenecks. Now, at the same time, if I'm overloading people, I may be underutilizing other resources. All of this can lead to a lower productivity rate. And then along with that, you can also have cost overruns, scheduling conflicts due to lack of just not being able to see what's going on, lack of visibility. And then what typically happens to fix these issues or address these issues, you're constantly running fire drills. So how can Team Center scheduling help with this? So one thing that we can do is we can empower your leaders. Now, to empower your leaders, you want them to have an easy-to-use, robust project management tool that really doesn't require them to be project management experts. You want them to have on-demand, accurate, up-to-date resource information. This way they can quickly and easily see resource availability to make better planning decisions. It also allows you to integrate execution to planning. So with program and project management in Team Center, you can integrate execution and planning together. Deliverables and data can be linked to the task. You can leverage workflow and automatic status updates. This way you'll always know what the status of your product is. You'll also know how those deliverables are affecting your resources. With integrated execution, your schedule is always up to date with the latest schedule or status. You can also maximize visibility. With Team Center Schedule Management, you will now have visibility to resources, scope of work, cost, status, and more than that. You can effectively coordinate resources across your program and understand the impact. You can create ad hoc reports that allow you to sort, filter, and group data, or use or take advantage of the configured reporting capabilities. So in this next demonstration, we'll look a little bit at the scheduling functionality within Team Center. So in this example, we're going to create a brand new schedule, and we're going to base it off a template. Now that template could have been from a previous project or something that we've created in the system. So we're just going to fill in the appropriate information and then identify the template. So here we have an oil filter type of template. We've done this type of work in the past. Here's that template schedule that we brought in, but we want to edit or add an additional task. So we're going to add a perform design task to it, and it creates that task. Now we can adjust the time very easily, or the amount of time that we expect that task or process to take. Now with that, we can also now add additional pieces to that. So we can say, you know what, under that task, I want us to create a CAD design, I want a bill of material, and maybe I'm also going to create a request for a quote. So we can add those, and maybe I'm going to make a reference to an existing request or a quote that we've done in the past. So once those get put in there, I can also tie it to a workflow. So if I want really more granularity, or I want this tied into a workflow, and then I can assign it to the individuals I want to do the work. I can immediately look at the workload of those individuals, so I can really have control at how much time I want each person to allocate to this work. Now you can see here that I can see as individual tasks are completed, I can also see what's in progress. So I constantly have status information right there available at my fingertips to see, how my project is moving along. I can also see the workflow or interrogate the workflow. I can also look at the request for quote. So the nice thing is all that information is captured within Team Center. It's all tied to the schedule. Now as the CAD person, I can also interact with Team Center. Once I finish my design, I can identify it, complete it. It updates Team Center, completes that task, and then as a manager, I could come back and interrogate, look at the design using the visualization built into the system, and just verify that the work is correct and it's complete. So again, I have complete visibility and control within Team Center. So here's another one of our customer success stories. This is Pottinger. They're a leading manufacturer of architectural machinery. Now, they leverage Team Center, including Schedule Manager, to meet the diverse needs of their customers. Here you can see some of their results. They've had they're improving their decision making. It's happening faster. They're being smarter about it. They also have engineering collaboration occurring across multiple locations. They've unified their procedures and workflows and accelerated their project development cycles. Our last topic will be design with collaboration. So one of the benefits of managing CAD data in Team Center is that you get to take advantage of JT. Now, JT is a common, open and published, lightweight 3D representation of your CAD file. If you think about it, JT is, in a sense, similar to a step file or an IGES, but at the same time, it's much more higher precision, very lightweight, and we can use it for many more other additional purposes. So JT files can be generated automatically within Team Center and then used to easily communicate, collaborate, and share that information both internally and externally. JT is also an open standard accepted by ISO. Now, Team Center also gives you the ability to digitize and optimize your processes and workflows. It provides a clear and accurate status for parts, assemblies, products, and much more. So this helps eliminate confusion as to what state an item is in, be it in a process, released, obsolete, or some other state that we need to identify the status of. With Team Center, you can implement changes effectively. As your single source of data, you can quickly and accurately understand the scope of change and act on it more efficiently and timely. And be confident that the full change traceability is taking place. So we have full traceability where I can see dates, timestamps, individuals who interacted with these changes, and I always have that history of information. In this example, we'll look at a change request that's put into the system and then how that is handled and what happens within Team Center with that change request. So again, I'm in Microsoft Office Word. I've actually embedded some JT in this Word document, and what I want to do is create this as a new change request. So something's come up, we want to identify a change request, and I can fill in this information, and then I can also relate it to a workflow. So what happens is an individual gets that in their mailbox, and they're notified of this potential change request. So as the individual, I can start searching on this. I can query up the assembly. I can do where used. I can see all the related documentation. So here I can see that, well, along with that oil filter, there's an installation manual that's related to it. Now, if I deem that this actually has to be a change, now I can create a full change implementation. I can also add additional information to that change implementation. Maybe there's reference data that I want to tag to that. Maybe I want to look at other items that may be affected by this oil filter and see the entire history of that oil filter and all related documentation. So I can always add those in as various pieces of the change, but the important thing is it's all right here at my fingertips. So I'm interacting with Team Center. I'm working very efficiently. Again, I have the visualization, so I can look at the overall assembly. I can identify different parts that are involved in that assembly. And maybe it's a certain part that I want to identify and say, this is the part we need to change. You can see I can do section cuts. I can do measurements. I can do a lot of engineering functionality inside a Team Center without having to have a CAD license. So this doesn't involve the CAD as far as needing a license for that. All this can be done directly in Team Center. I don't have to be a CAD designer to do this. Now here they're creating a markup. They're identifying what that change is. At this point, we're looking at the workflow. So we're at the manufacturing engineering step, but I can see the status of all the workflows or the steps of that workflow previous, who signed off on it, what time that took place, and so on. Again, I can dig into that oil filter. Now as another, a separate individual, I can come back into the system once I get notification. I can query. I can come back and look at the markup and see the note that was attached to that markup for this change request. Now as a manager, I may be doing this to look at this and say, is everything there? Is this a relevant change? What's affected? So here we can see the spare parts list. And then I can give approval. Once I've identified that this is indeed a valid change request and we want to move forward with it, I can approve that and it automatically starts going through the workflow and notifying the responsible individuals. So the last customer success story that I'll talk about today is Teradyne. So Teradyne is a worldwide supplier of automatic test equipment for complex electronics that are used in consumer products, automotive, computing, telecommunications, aerospace, and defense products as well. Now they leverage Teamcenter to provide that single source for automated process related to engineering change management and collaboration. Now they've had some impressive results. So if you look at their results, for sure they have faster access to more accurate data, but they've also experienced a time reduction of 84% in their change orders. And they've saved 60% in the change order implementation cost. Now those are huge. I mean, those are huge benefits, so they must have really had some big issues happening there. But as you can see, they've had a $2 million savings via just their improved productivity. So let's talk about right-sized, scalable engineering collaboration. So we do offer an out-of-the-box solution to get our customers up and running in Teamcenter faster because we want to get them to that time to value much quicker. Now with that out-of-the-box solution, we're providing some key solution areas within it. One of those areas is multi-CAD data management. So Teamcenter integrates very, very well with all the major CAD players. We can manage that data, share it. It allows better reuse of that CAD data, so you're not recreating a lot of things from every time. We can also configure a standardized or intelligent part numbering structure, typically based on what you have in-house already. It also has full document management. Now, we talk about CAD, but Teamcenter manages all document types. And with that, we can establish relationships between products and related documents. We also have pre-configured and custom reporting capabilities. We also have pre-configured workflows and statuses, and many of those workflows are based on the best company industry standards. We also have entry-level engineering change management. Along with that, we've set up pre-configured roles to help you get up to speed quicker, such as we already have designers and engineers and marketing people and managers configured in there with the appropriate access rights. But you can also do configured or custom roles as well. But really what it does for you is it gets you up to speed running very quickly, gets your documentation and your data under control, and helps you automate those everyday tasks and company-wide processes. Now we also offer Teamcenter on the cloud. So we have service providers and partners that are all certified that work with us, and they've helped us create formation scripts to really get those cloud implementations and installs done very quickly. Along with the cloud, you have instant scalability. So you can always add more infrastructure or more hardware within the cloud very easily to scale up or scale down as your business changes. In addition to that, there's a lower cost of ownership with the cloud because now I can have infrastructure as a service. I can reduce my IT burden because I don't necessarily have to hire in special individuals or take individuals away from something they're already doing by using the cloud. We also offer subscription licensing. So in summary, I begin by talking about why improving innovation performance is critical in the automotive industry to maintain your competitive edge. We then talked about how Team Center can help you unlock your engineering data and collaboratively build next-generation automotive products. Then I got a little bit more into specifics. I talked about how requirements managed alongside your engineering data is critical in the auto industry. You can now easily capture, securely manage, accurately verify, and reliably maintain those requirements. You can manage and leverage your schedules in the same system where work is being done, allowing you to empower your leaders, ensuring that you execute against what was actually planned, and then maximize your visibility to those resources and be able to see the status of everything. You can also collaborate more effectively with JT. That lets the users across your organization, or again, even externally, see what's happening without being a CAD user or a CAD expert. You also have workflow capabilities that enable you to standardize your business processes, and change management that helps you understand the impact of change and accurately implement changes at the right time. So once you're up and running with Team Center, there's really no limit to where you can grow and extend the benefits. With the Team Center portfolio of PLM solutions, you can add on various solutions as you need them to really extend the benefits to support new business development or even drive strategic business initiatives like sustainability or systems-driven product development. So you always have the ability to, add on additional functionality as your business grows or as your needs grow. The automotive industry is changing with the need for new innovative products, better globalization, and increased regulations. Team Center can help you be poised to change with your industry by getting on the fast track to program readiness. So really now's the time to take basic CAD data management to another level that improves your work life, fosters business-wide collaboration, and transforms your business into a better business. So with that, I'll go ahead and hand this back over to Brenda.
Thanks so much, Kurt. So if you want some more information right now, I encourage you to go to the resource widget or resource box that's on your screen. We've got a link where you can read more. We also have a couple of PDFs. One is a brochure and one is actually a feature checklist to see where exactly this solution can fit into your business. And moving forward, I want to encourage you, if you have any specific questions, let's say you work in a specific environment and you're wondering, how this can work for you in a particular way, go ahead and ask. Even if it's a specific question, we likely have an answer or can get an answer for you. So I encourage you, use the Q&A box to ask your questions. We had a couple come in. Luckily, I could answer them, Kurt. And also, could you please take just a moment and click on the small green icon on your widget bar and just take that survey very quickly. We read each and every one of those. And we really appreciate your honest feedback, your input, because that's how we can bring better and better content to you, things that are high quality and that matter to you, our audience. So with that, let's just give it a minute or so to have people ask any questions if they have any. And while people are thinking of questions, I just want to let you all know that we are recording this webinar. We will post the recording shortly thereafter if you signed up for it, whether or not you attended. So if your colleagues couldn't come and they were relying on you for some information, automatically the link to the recording will be sent to you. So no worries, you didn't miss a thing. If you joined a little bit late, we'll certainly have that recording posted very shortly, and you'll get an automated email giving you that information. Meanwhile, you can feel free to reach out to any of us so that we can answer any specific questions. So let me just refresh the Q&A one more time. It looks like the questions that came in that I answered, those are all for the moment. So Kurt, thank you very much for your amazing presentation. And if anyone in the audience has any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. And I want to thank you for spending this about 40 minutes with us, your valuable time. We really appreciate it. And have a great rest of your day.
Okay, thanks, Brenda.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.